Okay, hi everybody. We are live here once again with a public access TV watch party. Um, there we go. Sorry about that. You think by now this is what number 15 that we've done? That I wouldn't be leaving a YouTube window open and getting feedback like that, but I did. So forgive me. Thanks everybody who's already joined us here so far. Heroin mom, uh, heroin mom without an e at the end of heroin. That worries me. But okay. Michael Tamaro is back. How about that, Michael? I got your name pronounced correctly. Tamaro, like Camaro. It always helps to have a mnemonic device like that. Michael says he's been participating in these live streams for about 3 months now and has not been disappointed by any of them. Michael, hopefully you won't be disappointed tonight. Dennis Devine saying hello to me and the recurring Beyond Vaudeville community that's developed here. Yes, hi, Dennis, and thank you, everyone who is returning here. Matthew Fuller is saying, good morning, Long Island. Good morning, my Long Island. The time to be happy is now. Obviously, quoting the late, great Stryker, who was one of my earliest discoveries, and you can see him in some of the Beyond Vaudeville episodes that live on. He lives on those episodes. Angry Scar 09 is saying, this is the first one I've seen live, and I'm excited. Found the show recently and love it so much. Well, welcome, Angry Scar. Glad you discovered the show and that you're joining us here. Max Ice is saying, I want a pickle. Also, hello. Max, hopefully you will get your pickle or this is all done. Amanda Lust, who does a great impression of David Green. If anyone is new here, Amanda Lust is on Instagram. It's @birdegg, and you can see Amanda's impressions of David Green, which are pretty remarkable. Joy Coquette, hello, Joy Coquette, welcome back. Paul Brueggemann, welcome back to you. John Cahill saying hello, John, and Skyscraper Television saying hello, folks. Okay, so hi everybody. I thought what we'd do tonight. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to go to the Etsy shop for Beyond Vaudeville and get your T-shirt and other stuff there. Okay, so what we're going to do today is take a look at some stuff by John Walsh, who played Joey the Monkey on both Beyond Vaudeville and Oddville. And this came up because there's a rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville. It hasn't been posted in its entirety. It's been lost for some time. And the only copy of it that exists is a VHS recording that I had made off the cable system when it aired. And the tape is a little wonky in the beginning. It eventually kind of evens out. I'm hoping that the original of that exists on a 3/4 inch tape that hasn't been transferred. It's getting harder and harder to transfer 3/4 inch tapes. This is all technical junk, I guess, for many of you. But anyway, it was an episode where Frank Hope was not able to appear as a host, very last minute, because I had been throwing out a bag of garbage into an incinerator in the apartment building right before the heading to the studio, and a cat food can lid was in the bag that I was stuffing into the incinerator, and it cut right into my thumb, and I had to go to the emergency room, and it was ugly. But clearly, I wasn't going to be doing the show that day, recording the show. So what happened was everyone who showed up just worked it out, and John Walsh, who normally played Joey the Monkey, took over as host for this particular show. By the way, Rick Cutler, hello, and thanks to you for participating in the super chat. Your contributions help toward digitizing these mountains of footage that have to be digitized for your viewing pleasure. So, Rick, thank you for that support, and thank you for your support in general. Okay, so Matthew Fuller is mentioning Phoebe Legier. That's right. Skyscraper. I'm sorry, Matthew Fuller. Yes, David Green did host an episode of Beyond Vaudeville, and I can't remember the circumstances that happened there. It was something where I had some other commitment that I had to go to. I don't think it was as dramatic as slicing open my thumb. Anyway, let's take a look at this very rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville featuring Little Mike Anderson, who was a friend of the show, had appeared also on the Beyond Vaudeville TV show, had appeared in some of our live shows. And let's take a look now at this very rare episode.
The Beyond Vaudeville program that's to be done, you idiot.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
With John, your host, and David Green, your co-host, Little Mike, ufologist Phil Lord, whatever. Yeah, right. Moses Hosea.
Josiah.
Right. Beyond Vaudeville. Oh, yeah, great. NYC, no zip code. That's great.
I don't know the zip, and I'm really sorry.
That's great.
Okay. That's over with. Good afternoon or evening, and welcome to Beyond Vaudeville. My name's John, and my dad works here at Cable, and the regular guy couldn't show up. So he said, look, why don't you do something or they're going to lose their air slot? And I said, all right. So I'm here. I'm John. Welcome. They tell me the regular guy shows cool stuff before the show starts. So I wanted to show these teeth, which I thought were pretty neat. Can you see those?
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Here are some problem teeth, which were corrected through dental surgery. And that's neat. And here's the progress of periodontal disease. And I don't know, I have kind of a sediment and abrasion on my tooth. And those of you who are familiar with the show may know David, our co-host already. Dave, I'm John. It's very nice to meet you. Okay, they told me a little about you as well. But I'm very excited about the show today, to be involved with it. It's kind of a cavalcade of stars. And we've got musical personalities. Dave, you like music? And we have, as the credits indicated, we have a ufologist, which is a man who does UFO research. And David, I think we should kick things off, don't you, with a little music from the superstar extraordinaire, Little Mike. So take it away, Little Mike.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, we are looking at a very, very rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville that had been hosted by John Walsh, who normally played Joey the Monkey. I wasn't able to be there that day, and I apologize for the jumpiness of this tape, but it eventually settles. It was just a poor recording off cable system. So let's go now to Little Mike. Just bear with this jumpiness. The video will eventually stabilize.
Well, I'm a little man without a worry or care. I'll ride a tight free, I'll hide under your chair. But many times I thought of growing 10 feet tall, but then remember how I like to keep my food real small. Yeah, well, little people eat more than you might think. Yeah, they can eat a lot and they sure can drink. Now they can drink your wine and they can eat your bread. You know that many little people like to feed their head. Come on, rock, baby, rock, doing the little man rock. Well, you better be careful now, baby, wherever you may walk. When everybody doing that little man rock now, little people like to cuddle up, it's true. They cuddle up like nobody else can do. Now even though there ain't a lot to embrace, you know the little people don't require too much space. Come on and rock, baby, rock, doing the little man rock. Well, you better be careful now, baby, wherever you may walk. When everybody's doing that little man rock now, there are lots of little boys and little girls, there are lots of little people living in this world. If you're a little person, then you'll understand how I came to sing a song about a little man. Come on and rock, baby, rock, doing the little man rock. And you better be careful now, baby, wherever you may walk. When everybody's doing that little man rock, yeah, rock, baby, rock, doing the little man rock. And you better be careful now, baby, where you may walk. When everybody's doing that little man rock. Wow, the crowd, wow.
Come on over here, David. Okay, good. And
Okay.
you probably know more about this than I do, actually.
I don't know how much you know
Let's try
about
it.
it.
This is like
Ah, how am I doing? How am I doing?
Fantastic.
Oh, good. Okay.
You're doing just great, little Mike.
Easy there, big fella.
I don't know the story with him, Mike. Just talk to me.
Well,
if you want. Yeah.
it's not easy being on TV, I understand. Okay.
Don't let him threaten.
Yeah, right.
Little Mike, you had a sort of an unusual route to show business, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I started out as a technician for the space shuttle,
Space shuttle.
and an NYU film student came out and made a little documentary about me called Little Mike. It was about a little man that works on the space shuttle, right? And he got that thing shown internationally. It won international awards, American Film Institute. And I figured, you know, I mean, it sounds really glamorous, you know, the space shuttle and, you know, everything, but really it was a factory, you know what I'm saying? It's a cement box where you sit there 8 hours a day. And I said, man, life
Dave has a job like that, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And we know it's really, that's miserable. And then what I can say, life is too short for that kind of thing. No,
Yeah, you don't make 1/10 the money I do.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, well, he's got it right.
Yeah, I live at home, so I don't really need a lot of dough.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live at home?
Yeah.
How's it go?
With my dad.
Does
It's
that
cool.
work out all right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What about
cool.
girls?
My folks are pretty cool and they go away a
Open-minded,
lot,
huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, if you can work it out, right?
Yeah. No, it's great. It's really cool. I got the whole basement. It's kind of like an apartment.
Hey, listen, maybe sometime I could use the place. You know what I
If
mean?
you want, yeah.
Yeah,
my
that'd be
folks are
great,
going to
'cause, you know.
Aruba in January.
Yeah.
And we can just party.
Right on, man. That's me all the way.
Okay.
One wild and a caressy dwarf. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. You were just at the Brooklyn Academy of Music?
Yeah, I did a performance up there it was called David Lynch's Industrial Music.
And David Lynch directs a lot of horror movies?
Well, no, he has done like the Elephant Man and Eraserhead, but he's also worked on things like Dune and...
That was pretty...
Yeah, that was
was
really
cool. I mean,
yeah, right. And his really big one was Blue Velvet. I'm sure we all remember that one.
Yeah.
You know, the Hardy Boys discover S&M.
Whoa.
That was, you know, and, yeah. So I mean, he's not exclusively horror, but it is all. Everything he does is fairly disturbing.
Yeah.
Like in this industrial music concert, well, aside from doing a little bit of dialogue, I sawed a log. I don't know if he felt that was symbolic. I mean, I didn't know that he realized that I happened to be a virtuoso log sawer.
We have another soft player here this afternoon.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
You see, it's the rage. It's
wanna-
catching on.
Maybe you can jam.
Yeah, right on, man. We'll boogie.
Okay.
Okay.
Great, cool. And weren't you also recently, my folks said in Atlantic City, they went down to Trump Castle and saw the marquee.
Exactly. I did a gig down at Trump Castle in the King's showroom with Morton Downey Jr. That was fun because it was one of his first singing debuts, you know. I mean, all right, he's not the best singer in the world, but he's a real showman. He puts his heart out. And the thing I had a lot of fun with what I did because it was a Michael Jackson impression. So I came out there all dressed in leather with the, you know, the studs and the shiny black wig and shades. And, I'm bad, come on. You know, it was like, ooh, all the way, you know. So I had fun with that one a lot, you know.
Yeah, I bet you stole the show from Mort.
Well, I mean,
cool.
I don't want to bring anything up.
Yeah. Did you watch his show a lot?
At first I started watching it because I couldn't believe my eyes, and then I watched it a little more, and I didn't really like it. And then he hired me a couple of times to go on concert to do his gigs then. And then, of course, I watched the show all the time after that.
Sure.
Yeah, you know,
Of
he was
course.
my friend then, right? Hi, Mart.
What other?
By the way, if you're just joining us, we are watching a very rare Beyond Vaudeville episode. There's some questions in here about when this was. This was December of 1989. And Little Mike had started doing collaborations with David Lynch, but hadn't yet done the famous Twin Peaks dancing dwarf episode, which we talk about on a later visit that he made to Beyond Vaudeville. Okay, let's go back and watch more of Little Mike Anderson with John Walsh, who normally is Joey the Monkey, hosting.
Films have you done? You've done some feature films?
Yeah, I did a film called The Great Land of Small, where I played the leading role. Actually, I played a dual role, one of which was the leading role. It was like a magical little elf kind of character that these two kids find at the end of the rainbow. And he has, you know, powers, and he takes them off into another world, and they're in pursuit of the magic gold. And
Is this out in theaters? Or can you
yeah,
see
well,
on
it
video?
was released worldwide.
Because I rent a lot of stuff.
It was made out in Quebec, and it had kind of a French flavor to it.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it went over very big all over the world, Africa, Europe, Asia, and it even was released in the United States, in the central U.S., you know, Indiana, Colorado, that kind of,
Yeah.
but it was not released on the east and west coast of the United States.
Why is
that? Is it distribution costs? What, they think that people on the east and west coast don't believe in little elves? I don't know why it is. Let's
If you're
find
watching,
out. Let's
we
get
want to
this.
see Little Mike, man.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
Who distributed that?
Eh?
Who distributed that? Do you know?
It was distributed by New World Pictures.
New World.
And it
Get on the
is
stick,
in your
man.
video stores. It's
Beyond
been shown
vaudeville
on the
talking.
Disney Channel.
It's going to be on the Disney Channel?
It has been shown on the Disney Channel, and it is currently in your video stores.
That's a premium channel, right?
That's
on,
right.
On cable?
It
yeah.
costs extra, if you know
Okay.
what I mean.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
probably get it, though.
By the way, that movie that Mike was just talking about was just released on Blu-ray in the last year, and it includes a Beyond Vaudeville episode with Little Mike. Not this one, but another episode that we did. It's one of the extras on that Blu-ray. Let's see. Looking at chat, William Brown is saying that this was Group W. No, William Brown, this was actually at ELA Studios on 59th Street, where we did a lot of the shows. There's just no set there because, Frank often brought the set in multiple bags. So there was no set to put up there. And Adam Droid saying, David Lynch would have been the greatest guest ever on Oddville. David Lynch would have been awesome. Absolutely, Adam. John Cahill saying, this has inspired me to buy a t-shirt on Etsy. All right, that's great, John. Go over there. Well, after we're done here, go over to the Etsy shop and pick up one of these Beyond Vaudeville t-shirts. Let's see. Joy Coquette is saying, did he just say Morton Downey Jr.? Yes, Joy. Little Mike was on a lot of shows at that time, including Morton Downey Jr. Let's see. Oliver Jabroni is saying, I like when he talks backwards. I just had to read that backwards. Oliver, very clever putting that in there like that, just like his Twin Peaks character. And Mr. Midnight is saying, I would have been 1 year old when this aired. Oh, my God, that's phenomenal, Mr. Midnight. I'm glad that you can enjoy this being from a different generation. That's one of the thrills of having these shows out there around the world is finding different people in the world that are enjoying it, and people of all ages, including people like yourself that were either not born or very young when these were originally made. Okay, and similarly, Amanda Luss was in utero at the time of this recording. Paul Brueggemann is asking, what became of John Walsh? I should mention that, Paul. I mean, I'm going to be showing more of John Walsh footage and of other things that he did. But John passed away, unfortunately, in 2014. He was 49 years old. way too young. He was an amazing force of life, and anyone who knew him loved him. But we'll talk more about that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm just looking to see if there are any other comments we need to get to. Vic Martino is back from the comedy team of Book and Martino. Hello, Vic. Media Funhouse, that would be Ed Grant, who has a long-running public access show in New York, is saying that Industrial Symphony No. 1 was staged at BAM on November 10th, 1989. Yes, and that's what he was just referring to, that he had appeared at that performance. Okay, let's go back. And Becky Harries, hello to you. In England, we have quite a few fans coming through from England, Becky. So you should round friends up to watch these together over in England. And it's great to see that Beyond Vaudeville is being enjoyed over there in England. I want to thank Rick Cutler, who participated earlier in the Super Chat. Thank you again, Rick. Your contribution helps pay for the digitizing of all this stuff. And Christopher Romas, thank you as well for your Super Chat contribution. Okay, let's go back and look at this rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville, hosted by John Walsh, a.k.a. Joey the Monkey. And he's interviewing at the moment Little Mike Anderson.
You know, if you were going to be on there. What is the deal with him?
Excuse me.
So, are you a stand-up comic as well?
Well, I'm a hangout comic. I don't know about standing up much.
You're a tall man in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, let's put it this way. Whenever I do stand comedy, well, here's one I'll tell you. Why did the little moron go into comedy?
Why?
You've been wondering that yourself.
Big moron went into
You've been wondering that yourself too.
Okay, Little Mike, I want you to stick around, but we've got lots of other guests here.
Yeah?
Yeah, including this guy may be very interesting for you. His name is Phil Lord, and he's a UFO expert.
Really? I'm very interested in UFOs. I feel a very close affinity to them, as a matter of fact. Here,
Pretty
Phil.
Good. Okay, and Mike, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Here, this is your mama, Mike.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
okay.
Phil. I can't wait to hear.
oh jeez.
I don't know how this goes. You know how
Well,
this
Yeah, you put it on your lapel.
goes?
testing.
Just speak normally. I think.
Am I here?
Well, I'll attempt to speak as normally as I
Dave's
always
not even
do.
using his. So, Phil, you are a ufologist?
Yes.
Or a ufologist? How is that pronounced?
Oh, I don't know. It's a made-up term, I think. But I study UFOs.
So,
Yeah.
you say a ufologist? Is that really kind of a euphemism?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's a real word.
Real stand-up comic.
Well, he's sitting down now, Dave.
A little humor.
He's talking at least. What organizations are you with that involve UFO study and research?
Well, I'm the state section director for Queens for MUFON, which is the Mutual UFO Network. It's the largest international UFO study organization. I am also on the steering committee for Island Skywatch, which is the local UFO organization which I belong to. And I want to do a big push for that. Here's our hotline number. The reason I like to give that number out is because if any of you out there have had sightings on Long Island or anywhere for that matter, call us. We'd love to investigate them or find someone in the area who will investigate them. So we are a research organization. We like to do field work, go out, check out actual evidence, see what's going on.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you get it's a 24-hour number? Do you just leave
Sure.
the machine on, or do you pick it up? Or?
We've got a machine on. Occasionally someone's there to answer directly, but generally it's
Yeah.
the cheap method.
I'd like to take that. I'd like to take that and the number down. because
Yeah, in fact-
I've recently spotted a whole planet full of aliens.
Really?
It's called
Earth,
Earth.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they found a lot of dead people too. 500 dead people.
Really?
Yeah, in the cemetery.
Right.
Is there a lot of UFO activity locally, Phil?
There is a lot of UFO activity locally. We've got a video of a few landing circles that are here on the island.
What are landing circles?
Landing circles are where we believe a UFO has landed. It's left affected grass, earth, soil.
Yeah.
Take a look here. We've got
Wow,
several
man.
different photos.
Can you get that?
This is the East Norwich Circle sighting here. You want to flip through
The
these?
same?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
several different photos of this. The track there is a golf track. You can see that the circle extends across the golf track and affects the grass, but not the golf track at all. This circle is 60 foot in diameter. Here's a photo that shows most of it. Look at that there. And you can see just about all of the circle as much as you can get in one photograph.
So these are circles, so that means there really are like flying saucers?
Well, I
That-
certainly believe so.
Yeah.
One of the circles that we found is in Casina Park. I've got a different photo here of the Casina Park circle.
That's right out in Queens?
Yes,
Yeah.
right here in Queens. And this one we located when a woman called our hotline saying she was riding a bus with about 19, 20 other people, and they saw odd lights across the lake in Casina Park. And when they looked at them, they realized that they were not crashed airplane lights. They weren't anything normal. This was about 9 o'clock at night, and they couldn't figure out what they were. So she called our hotline. We went out there and took a look. We asked her where she saw the thing. She pointed it out. We walked into the park, and when we got to this point, we see this circle there. We've located since 4 other witnesses who were on the bus with her. She was coming back with 4 friends from a bridge party, so they all had or bingo, something like that.
Yeah.
So we got other witnesses as well.
There's a lot of this in the movies and books now. It's like this guy Whitley Strieber.
Yeah.
He wrote a book called Communion.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember, or do you know him at all? Or
I've met him. I haven't had occasion to personally talk to him, but I have met him, and I heard him speak at a press conference. I was very surprised when he did not push his book or his movie. Instead, he demanded that the government try and find out what happened to him.
so he's not in this for the dough.
It
Doesn't
didn't
seem
seem
to be.
like it to me.
Yeah.
I found out after the
Yeah,
fact
right.
that he.
look,
I found
Dave.
out after the fact he helped fund this press conference, and yet he didn't push his book or his movie. So.
Yeah,
You know-
asking the government to look into it isn't going to get him as much publicity as he could possibly get. Right.
You know, not everybody is
We're
as
not
into money as you are, Dave. It's, you know,
I am.
I hardly know you. Well, okay, yeah, sure, but you're in show business.
Oh,
You're a
okay,
hustler.
that's
This guy here,
perfectly understandable.
I don't know
then.
what his
Well,
story
I
is.
make no money, although if you pay me, I'll be glad to come up with something extravagant, I'm sure.
Phil, I was wondering, is there any correlation between the data that you've collected and the information that we've gotten out of the Ukraine and the Soviet Union, the sightings
It's
reported by Pravda?
It's
Is there any
interesting you
correlation?
By the way, I can't believe John put his shoe so close to the ufologist's head, his face. That kind of caught me by surprise. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, we are watching a very rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville that was hosted by John Walsh, who normally was Joey the Monkey. And I see some comments here on the chat. Mr. Midnight says this guy is business in the front, UFO in the back. There seem to be a lot of comments about his mullet, which is pretty extraordinary, I think, by any measure. Let's see. Dables is commenting on the photographs, which are supposed to be providing evidence of UFOs. Dables says it's literally just a picture of dirt. Well, you know, Dables, you must believe. Expand your mind. These could potentially be UFO landing sites that he found on Long Island, or they may just be pictures of dirt, as you say. I want to thank everyone who is participating so far in the super chat. Rick Cutler, Christopher Romas, Jose Montano, and Joy Coquette, who says that whole "excuse me" brought back good memories. Yes, when Little Mike referenced the "excuse me" line made famous by Steve Martin way back when, decades ago. And Dennis Devine saying, even before the internet, well-intentioned crackpots still managed to get attention. Yes, as much attention as you could call this being on Beyond Vaudeville, I guess. Matthew Fuller is saying John Walsh had a pet mouse. I'm not aware of that. I do remember John having a pet bunny rabbit in his apartment for a while there when he was down on Carmine Street in the Village. And let's see. Adam Droid is saying John wanted to kick the mullet. Maybe that was the case. Maybe that's why that sneaker was so close to to this guy's face. Okay, let's go back and watch some more of this very rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville.
I should ask that because the sighting in Russia, they located, there was a type of material that they found on the soil where the UFO had supposedly landed. We found the same thing in Casino Park.
So they're using the same propulsion system.
No, it's you can actually pour this out in your hand and
be careful.
See what you got here. It's not radioactive. We've tested for radiation.
I'm not gonna like be sterile.
This is basic quartz, which is one of the most common minerals found. But this is newly formed quartz. It's unoxidized. It was found only in the circle. We had a New York State licensed mineralogist do a analysis of this material, and he said that you could not duplicate the way this quartz has been formed with an artificial rock crusher or with any process that he knows of in manufacturing. He said this material should not be found in New York State.
But doesn't this material occur in nature?
Quartz occurs in nature, but not in this structure, not in this form. This
wow.
is newly formed.
What do you know about? I'm sorry.
Anyway, we could not find any of this except in the affected circles.
Yeah. What do you know about abduction cases, Phil?
Well, most people are very interested in abduction cases because of Strieber's work on this and his book. I'm convinced Strieber believes everything that in his book is true. I'm convinced of that. Whether it all actually happened or whether some of it was mental or not, I'm not prepared to say. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, people couldn't they just like be making these up? Because I mean, my friend Mike and I were out late one night. He just decided to stay the whole weekend away, and he got home and he said, "Mom, Dad, I was kidnapped." He didn't say by a UFO, but you know, I mean, we knew he was pulling their legs.
Excuse, right?
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking, well, you know, these people maybe they need attention, or you know, they were out late and they were going to get in trouble.
Some people could be making it up for attention.
Yeah.
The abductees we've dealt with, we have gotten information from them which correlates with other abductees, which has not been published in books. It's not known to the general public, and yet they agreed on certain points that were, some of them, very bizarre. And
like what?
Well, if I told them, then the public would know, obviously.
Oh, you do some more.
I mean, one of the things that wasn't general knowledge, you know, 10 years ago was the structure of these creatures, as far as, you know, having the big teardrop-shaped eyes.
They look like big babies.
Right,
don't they? Yeah.
right. Even that general structure has been known now, so, you know, now that's not a way to tell whether someone's been an abductee or not.
Yeah.
15 years ago, if someone came up with this story, they probably hadn't read it in a newspaper somewhere.
John, I think we've had enough of this, yes. Yeah, but something else you wanted to promote?
Well, there's something important here. You know, he's talking about.
You got something else you wanted to promote?
I do want to promote one thing. We do have a conference coming up, the first Saturday in December, December 6th. It's or January 6th, excuse me, get my dates right here. It's a Helping Hands UFO conference because the money from this is going to benefit the the earthquake victims in California. And so this is kind of a charity.
Was the earthquake caused by UFOs, you think?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
Some people may, but
just
I
being
don't.
pals.
You know, I'd like to say that for those of you that think that maybe all of this stuff is just coming out of somebody's mind, I just want to point out that there are many people, the majority of the people on the planet of the Earth, as a matter of fact, believe that the whole world is in your mind. Right?
A few people do, yes.
Next guest.
Oh.
Anyway, you can call our hotline if you want more information on the
hotline
conference.
again.
We'd be glad to give you any information on that, and we'll get back to you if you call as soon as we can.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Phil. You know, please stick around, but we've got another musical guest coming out. His name is Josiah E. Moses, and he is an international maestro and virtuoso of the musical Saw.
Wow. This is a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, you were saying that you were a lumberjack, Little Mike?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I used to be Paul Bunyan.
And, well, times are hard, I guess. Mr. Moses, please join us.
Are we going to move over? It's time for the big shift.
I guess, yeah.
Hello, John.
Nice of you to join us.
It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Good, thanks. A little rough around the edges today, but...
John, how much time?
Let's see. Can we get... How much time do we have left in the show? 8 minutes. Oh, we got... Okay, great. We got all the time in the world, Dave.
Need a mic here?
No, I think you can stay where you are for now. And can this overhead mic pick up Mr. Moses? Good, great.
That number is entitled, O Lord Most Holy.
He just said it's called "O Lord Most Holy," but I guess John Cahill had pointed out in the chat that it is Panis Angelicus, which is bread of the angels. Who knew? This is a sort of a little tribute we're making to the new Pope, I guess, with Moses doing this particular number. Moses Josiah was a regular. If you've seen our Beyond Vaudeville and Oddville shows, he was on both shows a few times. Moses was a frequent sight in New York City subways, where he would often play his saw, and just died not long ago in his 90s. Anyway, if you're just checking in, we are watching a very rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville that was hosted by John Walsh, who was normally Joey the Monkey on the show. And let's see what else. Vic Martino saying David was into Scientology. No, Vic Martino, I'm not aware of that ever being the case. Matthew Fuller says David doesn't eat meat. That is accurate, Matthew. David has long been a vegan, and However, he does eat massive amounts of sugar, as you've seen on the show, hopefully. And going back earlier, Stephen Korn, our longtime director, mentioned in the chat that when he was living with John Walsh and in an apartment, they shared an apartment, and John Walsh did very briefly bring home a mouse. I had forgotten that. Steve, thanks for that reminder. Okay, and let's see. Hello to Buttermilk Jug. Welcome back. Good to have you back. I want to thank everyone who has been participating in the Super Chat. That's Rick Cutler, Christopher Romas, Joy Coquette, and Jose Montano. Thank you all for your contributions that go toward digitizing all this stuff that we watch. Okay, let's go back and watch some more of this rare episode of Beyond Vaudeville.
Beautiful, Mr. Moses. Thank you. You're going to do another song for us now? Yeah, and you'll be accompanied by your lovely daughter, Patrine Josiah, on the piano there. Got everything.
That was
Now, what a beautiful time of year. I'd like you all to join with me in singing this beautiful Christmas carol entitled Silent Night.
Great.
Yeah, let's all go.
You know the words, Dave? Thank you, Mr. Josiah, but we're running a little low.
That was a blast.
Thank you, Moses and
Yeah,
Patrine Josiah.
yeah.
Would you join us on the couch? Great. You know, I was just listening at a Christmas party. There's a group called the Dickies, and they do Silent Night too.
Hey, don't you belong to that group, John?
I don't.
I think so.
No, they're very big, Dave.
I
You know,
I can sort of just tell.
new in showbiz here. Okay, Mr. Josiah, maybe you could scooch in on the couch next to your daughter. Great. Did we all see the photo of Mr. Josiah on the Ted Mack show? This was taken a number of years ago, but can you get that? Am I low enough? Okay, good. Here he is with Ted Mack. Is that the Ted Mack's amateur hour?
Yes, on Ted Mack Amateur's Hour in 1971.
1971. That's something. How long have you been playing the musical saw? We have only a minute left.
I've been playing for 42 years.
That's.
I started in Guyana, South America.
You're from Guyana?
Yes,
Guyana.
in South America.
That's great.
After reading an American magazine on how to play this wonderful instrument.
Do you perform anywhere that people can see you live?
Oh yes, I perform on televisions, church concerts, weddings, etc.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank everyone. Thank all of you. I just wanted to reiterate once again, Phil can be reached at the Skywatch
Hotline.
Yeah. And little Mike is going to be performing in discos and clubs
All over town.
all over town.
Right.
Here at Boulevardier. And David, well, anyway. But Moses and Patrine Josiah can, of course, be seen in television and live performances throughout. And that appears to be the end of another.
And there you have it. That was John Walsh, who was our beloved Joey the Monkey, hosting an episode of Beyond Vaudeville. So I hope you found that curiosity interesting. So, we are looking at various footage of John Walsh on this particular installment. And as I mentioned earlier, John unfortunately left us in 2014. John was originally from Middle Village, Queens, and met him. He was among the gang at NYU that kind of formed the nucleus of these shows Beyond Vaudeville. And I thought I'd show you one of the first TV appearances that I did with John and with Steve, our longtime director, and it was on a game show, Putting on the Hits. And maybe you've seen this clip because we've shared it before, but I thought I'd show it to anyone that maybe hasn't seen it. There was a game show called Putting on the Hits, and it was basically a lip syncing competition where you would go on and lip sync popular songs of the day. Typically, people were doing, Madonna and Prince and whoever was big at that moment. And this is what we chose to do. So let's take a look at this clip.
Start and the Swingers. Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Look at him sway with it, getting so gay with it, shout no lay with it, wow. Papa loves mambo. Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Papa does great with it, swings like a gate with it, loses weight with it. Now he goes to, she goes slow, he goes fast, she goes slow, he goes left, and she goes right. Papa's looking for Mama, but Mama is nowhere in sight. Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Having a fling again, younger than spring again, when that sing again, wow. Papa loves mambo, Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Don't play the rumba, don't play the samba, Papa loves mambo tonight. Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Dodge, Dart, and the Swingers. Made up of your name? Rich. John. Steve. Okay. That was not lip sync. That was real. Okay, let's go right to the scores and find out how the judges rated your performance. Remember, the highest score you can get in each category is 30. For originality, a 29. For appearance, a 27. And for lip sync, a 28. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Coming up, an act selected from our local audition. Please say hello.
Okay, so there's some questions about what that was. So again, it was a syndicated game show. It was asked, was it local? No, it was a national show. Dick Clark actually produced it. His son, Rack Clark, was very young and was kind of the showrunner on it. And it was a game show where they would have like 6 people, 6 acts, lip syncing popular music. So anyway, so we ended up. So one one of the dancers was John Walsh, Joey the Monkey, and the other dancer was Steve Korn, our longtime director at Beyond Vaudeville. And so we won. We won the episode, and that meant that we got to come back and do it again a week later. And I actually have Steve Korn here. After I saw Steve was in the chat, I sent him an invite. Steve, I'm going to bring you up.
Hello.
Hi, Steve.
How's it going?
Good. So
you should. By the way, Chris Beard was also executive producer, which was exciting because he was the Gong Show.
That's correct.
Co-executive producer as well.
Yep, Chris Beard co-created The Gong Show with Chuck Barris, right? And so that was kind of thrilling for us to get to meet Chris Beard on that. So, Steve, any memory of this, any particular memory of this adventure doing this game show and ideally focused on John, since we're kind of remembering him here tonight?
Yes. Well, was it Stephen Bishop that John chased down and scared off camera? You remember?
I don't remember, although someone is asking who were the judges. So do you remember who the celebrity judges were for that episode?
On the first one was Lydia Cornell from Too Close for Comfort. Stephen Bishop was on one of them. Maybe the second one could have been the first. And no, Andy Gibb was on the first.
Okay.
Which means I think that Stephen Bishop was the second, because I don't think those two were together.
Gotcha.
Who was the third? It was Lydia Cornell, Andy Gibb. Oh boy.
I don't remember.
Rebe Jackson?
Maybe Rebe Jackson was a judge, I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I think those were the first three. I think it was Rebe Jackson, Lydia Cornell, and Andy Gibb.
Okay. All right. So now I'll put you to the test to try to remember the next three judges on our next appearance, which I'm going to show, where we do this once again. And then
Stephen Bishop was one.
Yes, and Tootie.
From the Fifth Dimension, Florence LaRue.
And Tootie.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. So I got 2 out of 3.
All right. So, well, then your other assignment while we're watching this is CP 1919 in chat is asking if you can tell a story about David. Well, I don't know CP 1919. We're kind of focusing on John here. So maybe you can think of something to tell about John after we watch this.
You know what? It did occur to me. He did also kind of intimidate Rack Clark at one point. Now Rack was pretty small, and John, as you can see, was like 6'5". Maybe not that tall, but he was a big guy. And John very jokingly, after the episode, Rack Clark was standing around and sort of saying to the people who didn't win, things were okay. And I think, didn't John lean down at him and say, "What are you trying to pull, Clark?" And I think he got a little intimidated, but John was doing it in kind of a funny way, or we knew it was a funny way. I don't know if Rack did, but
yeah, I can't imagine, because John really didn't have a mean side to him, so he must have just been joking with him, and it wasn't being read the right way, maybe. I
don't think Rack was ready for John's humor.
Okay,
and I'm pretty sure he also did do something with Stephen Bishop, but I'm forgetting exactly what now. But it was kind of similar.
Okay, so anyway, we stayed. This was in Los Angeles, and they flew us out to Los Angeles from New York. We did that appearance. We won the episode, and then we had to stay another week to be in the finals, where they brought back the winners of each episode. And this was our repeat performance.
And there is a John story, which we can talk about after the clip, that relates to us staying there for a week.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. An assistant, a copy editor, and a student as they pull up in a Perry Como classic. Please welcome Dodge, Dart, and the Swingers.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Look at him sway with it, getting so gay with it, shouting ole with it now. Papa loves mambo, Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Papa does great with it, swings like a gate with it, pushes weight with it now. He goes to, she goes fro, he goes fast, she goes slow, he goes left, she goes right.
Papa's looking for Mama, but Mama is nowhere in sight.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Having her fling again, younger than spring again, feeling that zing again, wow. Papa loves mambo,
Papa loves mambo,
Mama loves mambo.
Mama loves mambo.
Don't play the rumba and don't play the samba, 'cause Papa loves mambo tonight.
Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo.
Dodge Dart and the Swingers, who are made up of Rich, John, Steve. Okay, what'd you all do with the $1,000 you won on the show the first time?
Well, the boys have been saving up for an inflatable raft, and there's a rake down at the hardware store I'd like to get.
Let's see if we can add to your rake fund, okay? The highest possible score you can get in each category is 30. Here we go. Originality, 28. For appearance, 24. And for lip sync, a 27. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, when we return.
Wow. So the prize was $1,000 to be shared among the three of us.
Yeah, you would, looking at it now, we only got a 24 for appearance. I mean, those were pretty nice shirts. I still have mine, which actually John gave. It was John's shirt. I didn't we decided at some point that John and I would be wearing Hawaiian shirts, and I didn't have one. So John lent me one. Those were both from his collection. And the promise was if we won, I would get to keep it. And I actually do have it still.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So he agreed to part with that.
Yes, he did.
Well, I do have a lot of clips I want to show of John. So, but you mentioned that you did have a story about between. By the way, we lost that episode to a James Brown impersonator.
The footnote to that is the James Brown impersonator we lost to got disqualified. So if we had finished second, they would have had us back. But we didn't. I think we were fifth on that second appearance. Probably because they didn't like the Hawaiian shirts, because that appearance brought our score down. So anyway, the other story with John, he certainly didn't expect us to win. So if we had lost, we would have turned around and gotten out of there right away. Like they weren't letting people who didn't win linger. So I think he kind of counted on the fact we were going to lose and we'd come home, in a couple of days. So he ran out of money. Now, this was 1985. So you couldn't just go to the ATM and get cash. So we had to go to Western Union. He wired his brother to ask to send him money. And at that time, I think I had only been in Los Angeles once, and I don't think John had ever been in LA yet. So to go to Western Union, we had to get a cab and go, I don't know where. It felt like we were driving forever. And the cab driver, I think, was, this being LA, he was telling us about his pursuits in his acting career. Unfortunately, I don't remember the details anymore, but he didn't succeed. He was driving a cab in LA, and John eventually did find the Western Union and got enough cash to last for another week, which is, I believe, the amount of time it took to do the second show. So,
wow. I imagine a good chunk of that cash went toward the taxi drive to and from the Western Union.
Yeah, I think I actually had to pay for the cab ride, and then John reimbursed me eventually, which I'm sure he did. So anyway.
All right. Well,
but
Steve,
yeah, he literally had no cash left. I mean, so.
Well, thank you for joining us and sharing that. And it was fun to relive those clips. But we've got more coming. So
almost 40 years ago. It'll be 40 years in July.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks again, Steve, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, let's keep going. There are more great clips. John was amazing, and let's enjoy them.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah. Okay, so so that was putting on the hits. So let's take a look at some more rare John Walsh footage. This was actually done backstage at Oddville, where John was interviewing Suzanne Muldowney, our beloved Suzanne Muldowney, and there is maybe you've seen a little bit of this footage that we've posted, but this is kind of a fuller length interview that he did backstage. So let's take a look now at John Walsh, typically known as Joey the Monkey, interviewing Suzanne Muldowney backstage at Oddville.
It's just for my reference.
Oh.
So.
I've noticed I really haven't gotten an in-depth look at Joey the Dancing Monkey before Oddville started, because when we did the Beyond Vaudeville talk show, it was shown on a station that aired only in Manhattan and maybe some other parts of the country, but it never aired where I am, so that I never saw the act Joey the Dancing Monkey until I noticed that he was part of Oddville's closing segments each night.
Right.
Now what disturbs me is that when I see Joey the Dancing Monkey move, his moves are much too human. If he's a monkey, then he's supposed to be a simian, not a civilized simian like you might see in cartoons or fairy tales, or even
Well, why?
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Or maybe just a human dressed in a monkey suit. There is an example, a famous ballet called Petrushka. You ever heard of it?
Sure.
Okay, that depicts humanoid puppets being brought to life and being able to move about on their own. Now, the original portrayer of Petrushka, Vasilov Nijinsky, supposedly did the greatest job because he supposedly suggested a puppet that just imitated a human being, whereas other dancers that followed him were no more than just dancers imitating puppets. They didn't look authentic enough. Got a minute. Those men and their voices, they're bound to drown me out.
No, it's okay. You're close enough to our microphone that you'll be the one we hear.
We won't pick them up?
They'll be in the back. You'll hear them, but I mean you're close enough to the microphone that it's.
Okay. There are also a few episodes in Gilligan's Island in which simians are used in the plot. Now, whether or not they're just humans in disguise isn't always clear. The closing credits may not credit a person with having impersonated an ape, but the Gilligan's Island simians made sure to.
Oh, please, it's all right.
Made sure to, especially if they were humans in disguise, they made sure to authenticate their moves so that they looked simian enough and primitive enough, so that they didn't seem to be, well, civilized characters.
Okay.
So if Joey the Dancing Monkey is going to continue to be on Beyond Vaudeville, it's best that he authenticate some of his moves so that he looks more authentically simian and not just copy humans' steps.
Right.
And also,
Well, how, for example?
well, I'm coming to that. But
Okay.
another thing is that if it's with your size, now I don't mean weight, I mean your height. Monkeys in the conventional sense are very, very small. And you're big enough to pass for either a gorilla or an orangutan.
Because of the color?
Well, an orangutan perhaps because of the color, but a gorilla and an orangutan because of your height.
Because of my size,
You're too tall to pass for a monkey.
Right.
And some monkey species have tails, others do not. Gorillas and orangutans do not have tails. So had you thought about if you were going to authenticate yourself so that, well, are you really too well established as Joey the Dancing Monkey, or can one step of authentication be altering your stage name?
Oh, I don't know. You know, most people on the show just call me Joey, so.
Because you see, here we're kind of talking about alliteration. Now the J sound is not alliterative with either gorilla or orangutan. If for example you were to be, if you decided that you were going to be known as a gorilla, you could call yourself Joey the Gyrating Gorilla. At least there you have some alliteration.
Sure.
The Gyrating Gorilla.
Oh, that's better.
Or if you wanted to stick with just something the gorilla, then you would have to change your name to something beginning with a hard G.
Right. Gertrude?
Well, no, Gordon or something starting with a G sound.
Okay.
Wow, that would have just changed the whole course of everything if it had been Gordon the gorilla as opposed to Joey the monkey. As always, Suzanne has a lot of insight into everything. Always had opinions on what we were doing and suggestions on how we might improve things. If you're just tuning in, we are watching a tribute to John Walsh, who played Joey the monkey. This is John backstage at Oddville interviewing Suzanne Muldowney. I want to thank everyone who has participated so far in the super chat. Rick Cutler, Christopher Ramos, Joy Coquette, Jose Montano. Joy Coquette twice. Thank you, Joy. And Heroin Mom saying we must preserve this gold. Thank you for that, Heroin Mom. And let's go back to watching Suzanne Muldowney being interviewed by John Walsh. CP 1919 saying Suzanne was a genius. Suzanne is still very much with us. So she is a genius, continues to be a genius. Okay, let's go back.
No, and not Gertrude. That's a woman's name.
Oh.
Now, as far as the movements go, I have seen, I tend to think more in terms of gorillas because that's the animal you're mostly suited for in terms of your height.
Right.
I don't know, if I make the movements here, I'll look funny at doing it in a big cape.
It's okay. I mean, it's not for broadcast.
Well, see, you've always been standing with your back straight. Now, in real life, simians, especially the bigger ones, have their backs slightly hunched or bent slightly at the waist. In fact, Roddy McDowell, a veteran of the Planet of the Apes movie and TV series, movie series also, said that now those apes were supposed to be civilized, but yet the actors who played their parts still had to make their moves so that they looked still slightly simian. So they had to bend over slightly at the waist, bend the knees a little, and swing the arms back and forth.
Like this?
Yeah, well, not bow-legged like that.
Sorry.
More like this.
Really?
and especially if you're supposed to be a gorilla. Gorillas has unusually long arms. The hands would almost reach the ground.
And now how would you incorporate that into a dance?
I was coming to that.
I'm sorry.
But I don't know if it would show up well on camera because I got this cable.
Oh, right.
Let me think.
Can I hold it for you, maybe, or?
You try. Let's see. Holding hands with someone.
Oh, that's great. We got a little dance going here.
Well, not when you're holding my cape. I'm just trying to show you how to make
Hold
more
your cape
authentic
dance.
simian moves. Or if you had a railing, and especially if you were a gorilla, if there was a railing overhead, you might grab onto it and like swing from
Swing
it,
around,
like
yeah.
from a tree branch.
Uh-huh.
No, I wouldn't expect you to swing around like a gymnast,
well,
but
no.
at least back and forth.
Yeah. It's too bad I can't make any sound in that mask.
No, I'm just putting myself for it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad I was able to record this because I wanted the reference. So, thanks, Suzanne.
That's why it didn't look right to me when I was on before, and I was trying to cue you to some moves that would make you look simian and yet still be within your realm. But sometimes when I made an accentuated pose, then you imitated what I did, and I had to whisper to you, no, that's not authentic.
Well, see, I was doing like monkey see, monkey do. Get it?
I doubt that the really big, larger apes would try that.
Oh, you're right. Well, thanks. Thanks a lot. You're going to do great today. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well,
I was also thinking,
good
see,
luck.
is that mask paintable?
Oh no, it's foam and it doesn't take paint very well.
Oh,
Why?
see, if you were supposed to be an orangutan, that color would be all right.
Right.
But I don't know if orangutans are as big as you are.
Right.
If you're really trying to get authentic, and then said, if it were tall enough that you'd be able to pass only for a gorilla, then both your suit and the mask, and especially the face part of the mask, you couldn't. You'd have to have almost no light area. It would have to be very, very dark, real deep brown or black.
Oh.
Because gorillas in real life are very dark.
Sure.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. I read long ago about.
You're very privileged to have a little backstage glimpse at Suzanne Muldowney, our vocalist.
Mascara, it got inside her eyes.
So we're watching backstage footage at Oddville. This was on our wedding episode, which was our last episode that we shot. And Suzanne is in here in the makeup chair, and I see that checker Phil is in the chat. Phil actually was the person getting married for real on this episode. Hi, Phil. And so here is John Walsh, who often played Joey the Monkey, always played Joey the Monkey, interviewing Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Are you excited about the wedding today?
No, not really.
Been to a lot of weddings?
Well, I've been to a few, but then.
You sound kind of jaded about them.
Well, because I've seen at the weddings, they make the couple do some undignified things.
Oh, not here at Oddville.
But and also, as time wore on and I became more skillful in the craft-related contingencies that go with weddings, I wanted to be able to do that stuff for weddings, especially for my immediate family, but I was denied the chance.
When?
Well, when my brother got married, I sang a song, but I didn't get to make the wedding cake or arrange the flowers or make the dresses or anything, any of those things for which I have the skill. And Phil and Laura had said I could make their wedding cake, but Jeremiah took that chance away from me.
Okay, so what is happening here is Suzanne, one of her many talents is cake decorating. And she wanted to make the wedding cake for this episode. She sings in the episode, which you probably have seen. We've shown that clip a number of times. But she wanted to make the wedding cake. And our executive at MTV, Jeremiah, had decided that he did not want the cake. He wanted the cake to be professionally made. So Suzanne is upset about this. And that's why you might hear her referencing a cake.
Well, you are getting to sing, which is a very big treat for all of us.
But it's still only a drop in the bucket compared to all my other abilities when it comes to, you know, all the various contingencies that make up a wedding.
Yeah. I hadn't known you were so multi-talented. We should, maybe we should have another wedding next season.
Yeah, but for whom? They probably wouldn't even know me. And then,
you have been on the show 3 times so far. I think a lot of people know you.
But I mean, when making a wedding cake goes, you know, transporting the components from where I make them to the site, and then also, well, more importantly, deciding how many people are supposed to eat it, because that determines how big the components are and how the structure is built. I took lessons in ornamental cake decorating, and I have the pans, you know, the various paraphernalia to make small and big cakes and arrange them in effective layouts. But then
what's a good flavor for a wedding cake?
You figure, you know, everything always has to be, it has to be white, or at least vanilla. You figure it has to be vanilla unless some guests be allergic to chocolate and not be able to partake of it.
Oh.
But it always seems to be the rule that the icing has to be white.
Is that true? Is that a rule, or is it just sort of accepted tradition?
Well, it starts as an experiment and then becomes more and more copied so that it becomes a tradition which in time becomes an unwritten rule or law.
Yeah, right. But if, for example, it's a woman's second marriage, it wouldn't be appropriate to have white, would it?
No, because the first marriage is supposed to be pure so that it's white, but a remarriage would not be.
So what color might be appropriate? I mean, do you have a little more leeway in subsequent marriages, or?
Probably. It depends on the woman's favorite colors.
I've never lived in Queens. No.
Could it be maybe to match the bridesmaids' dresses, or the?
Well, even with you know, first marriage case, it's still effective to have white as the base color, and then colors that blend or match the color scheme as supportive colors on the cake.
So what are you going to sing for us today at the wedding?
We've only just begun.
Oh, that's great. Have you been practicing? Have you been practicing with the accompanist, or?
I did a little while ago, yeah. You still didn't comment further on what I said about transporting the components of a wedding cake.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Between my home and the site. See, if some other couple wanted to get married and wanted me to make the cake, I'd be happy to do it. But then, how would I transport the pieces between my home and here? You know, I could very well have figured out a plan for Phil and Laura, except that Jeremiah took the opportunity away from me.
Well, you know, Suzanne, I don't think it's necessarily that he took it away from you.
He did, because Phil and Laura decided they were going to get married today, and they left many of the preparations to Jeremiah, which meant that he took over something that Phil and Laura had decided. He took over one detail which Phil and Laura had said would be given me.
Do you view Jeremiah as a bad man?
He's deprived me of the only time that anyone's asked me to make a wedding cake. So many things I have to keep in practice at, because they presuppose being given the opportunity for the green light by other people, and then when I don't get the okay, or maybe I get the okay and then someone else takes it away, then no one will believe that I have the capability.
What's borrowed?
Borrowed is the headpiece.
It's a headpiece.
And new is the shoes. I got new shoes.
And
it's not enough that we take your word for it?
No, they have to see it. They have to see it to believe it.
Wow.
Do you think we can get a little sample of the song?
We've only just
Am I?
You're the last person on the show?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I've heard yes. Okay.
Oh, he's my guest. He can. Do you want to be on camera or no?
Oh, that's lovely. It's going to be a beautiful part of the ceremony. I really think you should be so happy with your contribution to the wedding. You can be very proud.
It's only a drop in the bucket compared to the multiplicity of contingencies that make up a wedding and the capability I have in, and the capabilities that I have in many of those other contingencies.
Yeah, but Suzanne, you know what? There'll be other opportunities.
I can't be sure that there'll be opportunities for me to make wedding cakes. I told Jen that I've had too many instances in my life of being made to go to the trouble or trying to get opportunities for myself, but not getting the opportunities, and thus having wasted myself in the process. And then no matter how often I may repeatedly try, I still don't get the chance. So I wasted myself. And no one will take my word that I have the capability because they have seen no proof of it. Look back at your own lives and think you must have had situations where you kept trying and trying and still got nowhere.
Oh, don't get me started.
There is nothing such thing.
Are we almost ready, Joey?
I like that.
2 or 3 years doing that.
2 or 3 years doing what?
Getting nothing accomplished that I wanted to.
So that people didn't give you the chance because you had no proof to show for it.
So then
Would you?
What do you do? What's the next step? The next
Would
step
you be at all
is
interested in making a big birthday cake?
Yeah.
I've made birthday cakes before, but they don't lend themselves to as much ostentation as wedding cakes do. From learning how to make tier cakes, I know how I can make virtually any occasion cake into something extra special by making a tier display of it. That's why I mentioned about having small as well as big pans, so that even a cake in which there aren't that many participants can be made an effective tier display out of.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, we are watching some backstage footage at Oddville, some rare backstage footage of Suzanne Muldowney, our beloved Suzanne Muldowney, who is known for her dances, dance tributes to Underdog and Vlad the Impaler and many other characters. Being interviewed by John Walsh, who played Joey the Monkey. And there are a couple of comments about Suzanne appearing to be a handful backstage. This gives you just a little glimpse into what was going on behind the scenes. Typically, anytime we had Suzanne at one of our shows, whether it was Beyond Vaudeville or Oddville or one of the live stage shows that we would do. Someone mentioned that it seemed like Suzanne needed some TLC. Yeah, there was a lot of work that would go into this behind the scenes with Suzanne to make her comfortable in the environment and to let her know that she was being heard and that we were listening to her concerns and demands, etc. So let's go back to watching some more of John Walsh interviewing Suzanne Muldowney.
Now, is there some sort of structural rule about making cakes when you pile cakes on top of one another? Do they have to be very, very light cakes, or?
No. Excuse me a minute.
Yes.
Can you keep working on me while I sort of lean over your sink?
Oh, what do you need?
Are you feeling sick?
I just want to use a couple of these brushes to illustrate a point. I'm not going to make them. I'm just going to stick them in the sink. Okay. The basic rule for any kind of tier cake is that the tiers underneath have to have supports to support the weight of any tiers above it. Now sometimes tiers are placed directly on top of one another. But when that happens, the cake underneath has to have sticks or rods stuck into it to support the weight of the cake that goes above it.
Oh.
Sometimes cakes.
Oh, really? Thank you. Sorry, I'm spacing.
Sometimes cakes are separated by pillars. They might be, you have the pillars and there's a cake on top. Sometimes the pillars might just rest on a plate, which rests on top of the cake below, in which case that cake below still has to have the sticks put in, they're called dowel rods. Or also, sometimes to avoid putting dowel rods but still support the cake, the pillars are made to penetrate the cake below.
So they're not visible from...
No, they're still partly visible, but they stick through the cake below so that the extra dowel rods are not needed inside the cake below.
I see. What are these made of, these rods?
Well, they could be made of wood or plastic or, well, rods put directly into the cake for supportive use are usually wood. But decorative pillars might be made of plastic or metal.
Excuse me for interrupting, but I need to do the lip.
All right,
I'm sorry.
I pretty much finished my statement anyway.
Yeah, thank you. I'd love to talk to you about your dress afterward, if you don't mind. It's a minute.
I hope you'll... Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the middle of an interview, miss. This way, please. I just noticed the lovely dress you're wearing. Did you make it yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
It took I guess it took about a month, but I made it at least 20 years ago.
Wow, not many women can say they still fit into a dress they had 20 years ago.
Well, actually, from some of the structures, I had intended it for a dance costume, and then I just never got any opportunities to use it. Again, going to all the trouble to procure opportunities, but then they never materialize.
Okay. Yeah. What sort of dance presentation would this have involved? The sunflowers or daisies?
Daisies.
Yeah. Is this a character?
No.
No.
Probably just some general purpose dance, as long as it was to sophisticated classical music.
Like ballroom kind of stuff?
Well, maybe not ballroom per se. You wouldn't expect me to do strictly ballroom type dancing.
No. Well, no. I mean, knowing what I know, I wouldn't expect that. You like flowers? I noticed a flower motif throughout some of the...
I like flowers. Well, some species I like more than others. Depending on their shapes.
Right. What's a less favorite species?
Well, I'd say any flower in which the petals aren't uniformly shaped, like with orchids.
You don't like orchids?
Well, they're okay, but they're an example of not all the petals being uniformly shaped.
Right. Well, it's good luck that you don't like them, because aren't they very expensive?
I think they are.
Yeah. So you like things like daisies, roses, tulips.
Yeah. Well, tulips don't last very long.
Wow, true. Yeah. What colors do you like if you were to have tulips?
Yellow.
Yellow. Yeah, you do. You look good in yellow.
Well, yellow's been my favorite color since I was a little girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Something else I just thought of as far as the cakes go. When it comes to making tier cakes, sometimes depending on how many people there are, or if you don't have the material to make really big cakes, it's possible to make a main cake surrounded by several satellites.
Oh, really?
Like
dressed up.
Satellite cakes?
Yeah, additional cakes ranged symmetrically around the central one.
And they're referred to as satellites?
Yes.
Yeah. And how would they be decorated?
Well, it depends on the theme. What the occasion is that the cakes are for.
You can make them look like little satellites. No? All right.
They are called satellites because of their being ranged evenly around the main one.
Okay.
Well, that's the way the moons of any planet are called. They're called satellites because they're ranged around the focal point, the planet.
The thing is, they don't provide my cakes. They provide my cookies, they don't provide
Or what if you had a cake that looked like Earth, and then you could have, or like a planet?
Come on, now you're digressing too much about the literal term of the word satellite.
I just thought it would be cool. I'm just keeping it real.
That's really not appropriate.
I'm sorry. Let's try and enjoy the day.
If you want to sign extensive.
So there was Suzanne Muldowney backstage at the Oddville Studios at Kaufman Astoria out in Queens, New York. And that was our last taping, and that was John Walsh interviewing her. I think Dables makes an interesting comment here. Suzanne seems like she has a problem with everyone and everything in some way. Nothing is ever authentic or dignified enough for her. Dables, I think that's mostly true. And it looks like Lee T is also agreeing with you, Dables. Anyway, if you're just joining us now, we are watching rare clips of John Walsh, who played Joey the Monkey. John, unfortunately, is left us in 2014, but thankfully we have all this footage to still enjoy watching him and all his work that he did. So after we did Beyond Vaudeville and Oddville, John went on to a career in TV and did a lot of stuff with G4. I don't know if you remember the network G4, but John did a lot of producing there and on-camera work. And I have a compilation of John's work from Matty Kirsch, who worked with him at G4. He was kind enough to share this with us. So let's take a look at sides of Joey the Monkey that maybe you didn't know about before.
This is Jeopardy! Let's meet today's contestants. A writer from Santa Monica, California, John Walsh.
John Walsh was befriended by a manatee.
Yes.
How do you know it was a he?
I don't want to talk about it. I, Steve Hasselhoff, patrol the sunny, sexy beaches of Southern California with the help of my talking boat, Ship. Let's go, Ship. I'm here at BlizzCon 08 in the Anaheim Convention Center, where winners go to get laid.
Kimasabi, jump on it!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, Super Giver!
Kal-El, my son, even though you have been raised as a human being, you are not one of them. But remember, you can always come here to your fortress of solitude to learn about this world and the rest of the universe. First, my son, it's very important that you remember always to shave with the grain. If you shave against the grain, you'll get razor bumps and irritation. You'll have these unsightly red rashes on your neck. Now look, a car is an investment, Kal-El. And in order to make the most of it, you have to learn to change your own oil. Always arrive at a party with a bottle of wine or something. It's very rude to show up empty-handed. When you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet, don't fill up on bread. Most people keep their thermostats too high. Put on a sweater, turn it down to below 60 degrees. You shouldn't carry more than 1 or 2 credit cards. All the clothes you really need is 1 good pair of jeans. And maybe a blazer. You should find a good multivitamin. I cannot overemphasize the importance of a firm handshake. Make sure you have the right size socket wrench, or you'll round off the plug and then you're in trouble. Check your timing belt too. If that thing goes, oh boy. Remember, my son, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Don't marry a Catholic girl. They're all crazy. You always stand on 16, never draw. Have you thought about mutual funds? You have a strong jawline. You should consider television. We don't know this for sure, but you might be allergic to peanuts.
There we go.
Are you Harry Yeti of Rialto, a.k.a. Sexy Yeti, a.k.a. Sexual Yeti, a.k.a. Sensual Bigfoot, a.k.a. Horny Sasquatch?
Yes, yes.
Ring around the bathtub.
Yeah.
What a ring around the bathtub is a rainbow.
1948 saw the last of your screen appearances as Cheetah when you were called before the House Un-American Activities Committee and were blackballed for communist sympathies. Well played, sir. In 2,000 Pounds of Love, when you said, "Come here, you fat whore, and get on all fours so you can suck my big wet tube snake," what did you use for motivation?
Singing in the bathtub, happy once again, watching all my troubles go swing down the drain.
John.
Who is Maverick?
Yes, John.
What is Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, John.
What is Mushu?
Mushu is right.
What is Brunei?
Yes.
What is twice cooked pork?
You got it.
Who are the Coptics?
Yes.
What is a recitativa?
Yes.
What is the comedy of errors?
You are right. Leaves you with 13,009 and makes you the winner.
Singing through the soap suds, life is full of hope. You can sing with feeling, wild feeling for the soul.
Yeah, so that was some of John's other work outside of Joey the Monkey. He did actually go to see Cheetah when some of those clips. The original Cheetah was still alive. Cheetah from the Tarzan movies had lived to be, I don't know how old this Cheetah was, in the 60s or something, and was living in Palm Springs with a trainer in a house. And I remember John telling me that when they first arrived, the trainer said, we're going to do the interview near the pool. And if Cheetah lunges toward you, just jump in the pool and he won't go in the pool. And that's that's before the interview even started. Anyway, I just thought you'd enjoy seeing a little bit of John outside of Joey the Monkey. We've been seeing quite a bit of John outside of his monkey suit. But I also thought we could take a look at John in his monkey suit in his most beloved role of Joey the Monkey. Here are, chances are you've seen some of these before, but these are some of John's numerous appearances as Joey the Monkey on Beyond Vaudeville.
The monkey. Joey, maybe you better not do that. Okay, no. All right, maybe everyone should sit down now. No. Okay, guys. No. Stop. All right, leave. No. Joey, all right. Joey, say you're sorry. Joey, no. Okay, that's the end of the music time with Joey.
We're watching some clips of John Walsh as Joey the Monkey. There was a question in here about why did MTV change the Joey character so much? Buttermilk Jug is asking that question. It's John's dances, Joey's dances were still similar. He was just more confined in that costume, which I think someone else had answered that. Everything had to be, just like everything in professional television. There's always a lot of extra thought and money that goes into everything, and you end up with the difference from this to what was on Oddville. Okay, let's by the way, I want to thank everyone who has been participating tonight in the super chat. Rick Cutler, Christopher Romas, Joy Coquette, Jose Montano, Heroin Mom, and Michael Tamaro. And Michael is asking, are you and David getting noticed in public because of the sudden resurgence of Beyond Vaudeville and Oddville? Michael, I wouldn't say, I'm currently in North Carolina, and I can't say that I'm getting noticed plenty in in North Carolina, where I'm here briefly. Anyway, let's go back and watch some more of Joey the Monkey.
Oui, maman, votre enfant n'a qu'un œil, oui, maman, j'écoute, votre enfant n'a qu'une dent, c'est embêtant d'avoir un enfant qui n'a qu'un œil, c'est embêtant d'avoir un enfant qui n'a qu'une dent, c'est embêtant. Avant la loupe, y a pas de jambe de blanc, pas des nouilles, mais ça ne se voit pas. La meilleure façon de marcher, c'est sûrement la nôtre, ça te met un devant l'autre, de commencer. Nous avons plein d'eau, plein de sacs, plein de fonds, des gueulillots, des pelles, des pioches, des gamelles, des bidons, des gamelles, des bidons, des 40 ans, des navets dans le mur. Nous avons plein d'eau, plein de sacs, plein de fonds, des gueulillots, des pelles, des pioches, des gamelles, des bidons. C'est embêtant d'avoir un enfant qui n'a qu'une dent, la coupe, il n'y a pas de jambe de bois, enfant n'a qu'un œil, des nouilles, mais ça ne se voit pas, enfant n'a qu'une dent. La meilleure façon de marcher, c'est d'avoir un enfant qui n'a qu'un œil, c'est de mettre un pied dans l'autre, d'avoir un enfant qui n'a qu'une dent. Maman, 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 papa, maman, on a qu'un œil, c'est embêtant, la petite maman, c'est un peu la plein d'eau, plein de sacs, plein de fonds, des gueulillots, des pelles, des pioches, des gamelles, des bidons, des bidons, des 40 ans, qui n'a pas de temps, la petite maman, c'est un peu la sac, on a qu'un œil, c'est embêtant, la petite maman, c'est un peu la sac, on a qu'un œil, c'est embêtant, dans les molles. Dans la double, y a pas de jambe de bois.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Joey and David, that was very inappropriate, and I think you put a very good show into a very bad mood now. And I'm sorry that, sorry, David. Okay, now,
I was. Oh, see? I thought it was gonna let you out.
Well, this is a long show, isn't it, Frank? 29 minutes. 29? It seems like.
You hope it's a short dance.
okay, Joey, don't make Mr. Williams too much now. Okay. Maybe.
No, if we go.
Okay.
They said it was a nice show.
Now put that down, Joey. No. All right.
Some peace poetry, quick.
Okay.
Thank God I took out collision.
David, maybe all right, David. He didn't mean that. Got a little wild there. Okay. No. All right, David.
That's right. That's a shame. You thought the West Side Highway was bad.
Yeah.
All right.
We almost got
I'm
killed
sorry,
there.
Mr. Willard.
Are you kidding? I thought it was going terrifically.
Well, Joey?
The questions are coming up like, did John ever get hurt? Did Joey the Monkey ever get hurt by David? And I think Steve was saying it probably did hurt some, but John would shake it off as part of the deal. Yeah, I think that's true. And it was always, when those two guys would go at it, it did always feel like somebody or was going to get hurt, whether it was them or somebody, else on the panel, because the studio was very small and it was always packed with a lot of stuff. And those guys were both very tall, so sort of these big hulking figures in this small space, really getting physical with each other. Okay, let's take a look at this one with Joey the Monkey with Austin Pendleton.
The monkey, and he's going. he's all ready, and he's going to bring out his friend Admiral Akbar from the Star Wars. And they're going to dance. Okay, very good, Joey and Admiral Akbar. Thank you both. Thank you for coming on. We do have okay. We have, of course, our lovable Joey the Monkey with us today, and he's actually going to try something new. He's going to do singing glasses, where you make where you hit the rim of the glass and you make it sing. So, Joey, are you ready? Joey the Monkey. We'll have to get you a photo stick, Joey. Okay, go over to your glasses now, Joey. Thank you. Okay. All right, Joey. Let's hear the singing glasses now. David, no, David, you're not supposed to show the record. That's Joey was playing the glasses, and okay, all right. Maybe you want to give me the record, David, so I can take that back. Okay, all right, Joey, it's okay. No. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Maybe everyone needs to calm. Thank you, Joey. Everyone needs to calm down a bit, and.
So, by the way, if you looked at how David was throwing that record jacket right toward my face, and like a frisbee at high speed, and then the record itself going back the other way, it really was a feeling of palpable danger. So I want to thank Joy Coquette for once again participating in the super chat, saying, "Is this how much he costs these days?" I'm not sure what that reference is. What else do we have in here? Checker Phil is saying, "How did John come up with these Joey the Monkey bits?" Yeah, I don't believe they were ever rehearsed, Phil. There was just kind of a vague idea of what he was going to do, and he might, find I think in that case, just finding that record and thinking, okay, we can do something with that. Let's watch some more of John Walsh as Joey the Monkey.
Well, do you need it? Okay. Okay, the amazing Jonak. And you're going to tell the future for us? Okay. There he goes. Oops, your turban fell off there. Your music's coming, Jonak? You want me to help? Okay, you sit down. I'll fix it for you, Joey. Okay, the camera's over there. I'll get it. Don't worry. Oh boy. Karl Stroiken is tall. Okay. Frank is my friend. Oh, thank you, Joey. Okay. On the edge of my seat on this one. Watch Beyond Vaudeville. That's a good one, Joey. Okay. And one more. Oh, this is the final one, right? The final envelope. Okay. David is dumb. Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't know what David would think of that. I didn't write it, David. That was Joey. Okay. That was a good... Okay. Now let's maybe move on to something else so things will stay under control. Thank you, Joey, for coming by. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Stroiken, for giving the amazing Jonak his turban back. Thank you, Joey. But I got American Gladiator battering rams, and I was wondering if you want to play with me a little bit with that.
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Okay, maybe if the puppets could give me the battering ram, or unless Joey wants to play. Joey, you want to play? Okay, Joey wants to play. And this, okay, and let me just get your mic there, and we'll give you a little music. Here you go, Joey. Oh, Joey loves to play. Okay, and I'll give you a little music, and you guys can play with the American Gladiators thing.
Where are all those pads on the floor that they're supposed to land on?
Oh, everything's,
no. You know, they always land on these cushions. I don't see any cushions. Fortunately, I brought my own. I'm wearing them.
Okay. Oh.
What's going on around here?
All right. David, you weren't supposed to play. All right.
I lost my head. Yes, what do you want?
All right. Okay, I'll play. Okay. Oh, what happened to the record player? I think you guys busted the record player. This isn't the way the show was supposed to go. Well, I guess you're the winner, Mr. Flyshaker, since you're still here. And David lost, and Joey's a sport. He shakes his hand, even though he lost. Okay. All right. Well, traditional Scottish dance.
are coming.
We do want to bring out our dancing monkey before things end, please. So Joey's playing in the back today. Joey, you want to come up front and play? Joey? Oh, don't hit David with the basket. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay. Why don't, Joey, why don't you come around this way, maybe, instead? Okay. Okay. Maybe if we have the music, things will get better. Is the music,
Gangway!
Hey, okay. All right, David, let Joey dance. David. Okay. All right. Joey, maybe don't aggravate him. Just come around and dance. Okay.
Watch your step.
I've been to conventions like this.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe Joey, you shouldn't dance today. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's nice, David. You put the ball away, and everything will be okay. Okay? No. Oh. You all right, Joey?
Call a medic.
Joey? Okay. Why don't we put the basketball away now? Okay? Let's just no, David. Let's put the basketball away. David. Okay, David's gonna put the basketball. All right, maybe we should turn the music off. Okay, all right, come on, we have to finish the show now. Okay, let's can we turn the music off maybe, and then we can end. Okay, okay, there, everything's back to normal now. Okay, all right. Okay, well, so what else is happening? Now, Stryker, you are going to, you'll be singing Francesca and.
Yes, I hope to sing it more, get some musical accompaniment to it.
Okay, and hopefully have some success with the, trying to get the president to approve of this.
I want to send you a petition to get some signatures for it to write to Hillary.
Okay.
Hillary Rodham Clinton.
To support the family preservation.
Okay, and Mr. Brown, you'll be
the backbone of America.
Okay, thank you, Stryker. Mr. Brown, you'll be around town.
I always am.
Man about town, right?
Yes.
And, okay, and Tray Man, you'll be doing your trays dancing. Right, be careful now.
Will you be quiet?
And okay, and I'm sorry, Miss Bosner and Ms. Green, you'll be keeping busy with your group, right? And we want to thank you for coming. And David, maybe you could sit down now. Okay? All right, Joe. There we go. Yeah, everything came together. There are actually two Miss Greens. Well, you're Miss Green, and David's Mr. Green. And
I'm Mr. Brown, who had a green picture of me taken.
Wow, very colorful show today.
You can say that again. Read again. Kitty Carlisle, Hard, Trayman, Joey, the Waits.
Okay. Well, thank you for watching Beyond Vaudeville. And
likewise, I'm sure.
Don't forget to watch every week now.
Yeah. The thing about David and Joey is like they weren't concerned about, any of the equipment in the studio or the microphones or the light piece that fell on my head there. In the previous scene we looked at, David was pushing Joey like right toward the camera. It's really a wonder that we didn't have any serious equipment damage in these studios that we used, because they were just in a zone and there wasn't any regard for any of that stuff. If you're just tuning in, we are watching a tribute to John Walsh, who played Joey the Monkey on Beyond Vaudeville and Oddville. I want to thank everyone who's been participating in the Super Chat. Rick Cutler, Christopher Romas, Joy Coquette, Jose Montano, Heroin Mom, Michael Tamaro, and Joy Coquette, Dennis Devine, thank you. Michael Tamaro is asking, was any guest put off or offended by the antics of David and Joey? Not that they shared with us, Michael. However, I think when you watch some of them, it appears that some of them might have a little less patience than others with those two. I think we just have about 2 more clips here of Joey the Monkey. Let's go back.
Okay, keep dancing, Joey, but we're going to have to say goodbye. So thanks for watching the Beyond Vaudeville program. We want to thank all our special guests, Mr. Chauncey Howell. Please watch him on New York One. And Ms. Kim Hunter, thank you very much for coming on. And please, Eileen Freeman, don't miss her book, Touched by Angels, from the Warner Company. And Red Lightning, thank you very much. And Ms. Margarita Prakatan, and David, thank you for joining us again. And thank you, Joey.
Oh, what a show. This is great.
Yeah. I like the video.
This is cute. You were great. You worked great.
Oh,
you were great. Wasn't she great?
Yes.
You were great too. We were all
Thank
great.
you. We all were wonderful.
Everybody was great.
There was enough ham to open a delicatessen.
He was even greater than we were.
Yes. He was the greatest.
He was the greatest. Hey, I love that velour shirt. That's great.
Okay, thank you, Joey.
All right. Yes, that was Kim Hunter in that last scene there. Phenomenal. I mean, the opportunity to meet Kim Hunter, and she was so gracious and just played along with everything. And, to think of the body of her work, Streetcar Named Desire and Planet of the Apes, and maybe the best TV movie of all time, Bad Ronald. It just incredible opportunities we had to work with these people. So I have one last video that I was going to show of John, a little tribute to him. So again, John passed away. If you're joining us late, John, who played Joey the Monkey, passed away in 2014. I think it was on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. People had asked in the chat, how did he pass away? John was an alcoholic, I think is fair to say. And I mention it because I know it impacts a lot of people, and not to get too serious here, but it's important to just not hide that when that is happening, and because the more help anyone can get that's in that condition, the better. So anyway, this is a little video that we put together as a tribute to John.
Mr. Frank Massey will be singing The Way We Were. Take it away, Frank.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Memories like the corners of my mind, misty water-colored memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we, or could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember whenever we remember the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we, or could we? Memory may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember whenever we remember the way we were. The way
Whew, and that was Frank Massey singing The Way We Were. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Hard to watch. And thank you for all your kind comments about John. And, of course, in the middle of all the kind comments, we have a comment from William Brown pointing out the camera that was used in one of those clips. Anyway, we went a little longer this time than we do typically, but I'm glad you all stuck with us and shared in this. We'll be back. Keep spreading the word. Like, subscribe, follow here on YouTube at Beyond Vaudeville, on Instagram and on Facebook. Visit our Etsy shop. And thanks again for all your support. And have a great evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. See you again. Bye.